Hi everyone, welcome all of you. Okay, good evening, happy evening everyone. Now in the today's session, we'll be talking about how language and the AI can be merged together. Whatever we are trying to speak or whatever we are writing, can we draw some insight from the text or the human language or not? For example, today I'm writing some reviews on the Amazon about the product that I have just bought. From the review that I am writing in the Amazon, can the Amazon people find out whether the people are liking the given product or not? Right? What is going to be the benefit? Obviously, if tomorrow someone else is coming to buy the similar product, I can tell, okay, these many people likes it, not just based on the ratings that they are giving, but based on the comments. What are the drawbacks in the given product? All those things can be curated very easily, right? Hello everyone, myself Poonam Adhikari, and today I'll be presenting language and AI, transferring words into insights, right? Now, the very first question that comes into our mind is, what do we mean by a natural language processing? First question is, what is natural language processing? Whenever we talk about the natural language, right, the first thing that we need to understand is natural language. That is the language that is generally spoken by the humans. But do we have any idea how many languages are spoken worldwide? Too many, right? Even in the India, or if you come to a one state of the India, the transition of a language start from like every kilometer or maybe after the 2 or 3 kilometers, right? Now, to tell or to process the language that is spoken all over the India or even all over the world, it is obviously a difficult task, because the number of languages that is spoken, the number of languages that are written, they are quite varied. Now, the second problem that we are having is how we will make sure that the computer is understanding whatever a human is speaking. Further, the next challenge that is in front of us is we would like to analyze that natural language and draw the useful insight from it. For example, in the Punjabi, I'm saying, oh, menu bahut sona lag gaya. In the English, I'm saying, I'm liking it. In the Hindi, I'm going to say, mujhe pasand aaya. But they all mean the same. But how the computer is going to say, okay, they all mean the same, or what are the insights from it? On the other hand, my computer can only understand a single language, that is a machine language, right? Only in the form of a zeros and ones. Now, when we talk about processing the natural language, that means whatever a human is saying, I wanted to process that, draw the useful insights from the given language. Okay? Now, we all know the computer can understand or can speak or can give the results in the form of a machine language, that is a machine learning language, where we are talking the language in the form of a zeros or the ones. That's it. That is a binary language. On the other hand, humans can say hi, hello, or whatever, right? That means there is a gap between the communication between the human and the computer. But our task is to make sure computer not only understand the language that I am speaking, but also draw the useful conclusion from the text that I am giving or the words that I am speaking. Now, whenever I talk about the natural language, the question is why this huge task need to be given to the computer? Because whenever we are processing the natural language, you might all have seen Alexa, right? The smart assistant. You say, Alexa, make alarm for tomorrow. Hey, Alexa, call dad. Hey, Alexa, call this person, right? Or maybe, hey, Siri, or hey, Google. Followed by that, we can do the document analysis. Let's suppose I'm working in a legal assistant and I would like to know whether the document that has been framed have some loopholes inside it or not. Or I can do the online searches. You might have very familiar with the Google search engine or the Yahoo search engines. Followed by that, we are using a chat GPT, or we are living in the generation where the chat GPT is the most popular thing. We are predicting the text. Or, as you have seen, you are writing the email in the Gmail, you get some recommendation. Okay, if you have written hello or a dear, maybe the sender's name is going to be recommended to you, saying maybe the next word that you are trying to write is this much, the recommendation or the predicted test. Along with that, we can do the automatic summarization. What do we mean by automatic summarization? The articles that has been written by the newspapers are quite long, right? Or the research papers written by the scientists are quite long. Now what I wanted to do, or maybe the text or the words that I'm speaking, too many words, right? The session is going to be a bit longer. Now what I wanted, I just wanted to get the summary or the glimpse or the important text from that. Now to get all those things, what I can do, I can do the automatic summarization. Social media monitoring. I would like to know whether the people who are watching my streamcast are liking it or not. I'll go to the social media, I'll read about the comments, but reading all the comments is going to be a very tedious task for me, right? So, what is the best approach? Use the NLP or ask the computer to gather all the text from the social media or wherever my video has been streamed. Now from that, let's see what are the spoken words, or what kind of a words the people are saying about it, right? Now build the chatbots, do the sentiment analysis, or make the emails filter in the form of whether the email is a spam or an important email, maybe it is from a social media. Or the most important thing that you might have seen, language translation by the Google. You just go to the google.com and say convert English to Hindi or convert English to that particular language. You can see whatever has been written in the English, you can convert it to the required language and vice versa as well, right? Not only that, we are using the natural language in the form of a chatbots, using reading the news, translating the languages, or making the chatbots, right? Now, the problem is, okay, if it has so many application, that means it is interesting, right? But what is the problem in it? Because the text that has been generated is from a various or the diverse sources. What can be the sources? One can be a social media. For example, Facebook, you go to the Twitter, you go to the YouTube videos or the comments made by the people, or go to the LinkedIn, right? Or go to the Instagram. The kind of a text or the kind of a text that you are going to receive on those social media posts are going to be very informal. On the other hand, whenever we are reading some research paper or some very formal document, the language that they are using are going to be very formal. No spelling mistakes, most probably. And in the blog, semi formal language is used, right? And in the books, you see the concise or the overview of the given topic is given, right? The facts are written. Now, because the data that is generating in the form of a natural language coming from the different sources have a different intuition, they are using a different formats, right? Now, understanding what the people are saying and the length of the language or length of the text also matters a lot, right? Understanding what people are saying, what is the opinion of a people, different population of maybe the demographic of a people, understanding those things can help me build a very useful insight from it. For example, tomorrow if I wanted to launch a brand called the maybe similar to the Cadbury, I wanted to launch a new chocolate brand. But before that, I wanted to do some kind of a survey. I wanted to know how people are reacting on my new brand of a chocolate, right? In that case, I need to curate the text. But generally, if you go to the Twitter, we get a very small tweet, 260 at max character, right? If you go to the Instagram, we get the images and very small hashtag or the description of the tag. Now, generating or extracting the information from such a small amount of a text is going to be very difficult. On the other hand, if I'm trying to collect all the research paper that has been done in the NLP, then also it is going to be a very tedious task for me, because they will be using a lot many things, lot many researches they will be compiling together, new researches they will be doing, right? And reading it manually is going to be a very tedious task. One important thing that we can do, or one easiest thing that we can do, ask the computer to do it for us. But the problem is, because the text or the type of analysis that I'm going to write for the social media is going to be completely different for the type of analysis that I would like for the research paper or the formal languages, right? Now, what kind of a problems further can be coming in front of us? Whenever we talk about the text, let's go to the Twitter, try to read what is the tweet that has been given by the maybe the Pratik Patel, right? So the type of a text that is written is going to be different, and they do possess the ambiguous meaning. For example, a text like a time flies like an arrow. Here, whether a person is trying to say time can fly, or time is resembling to the arrow, or the speed of a time is equivalent to speed of the arrow. right? I'm not sure about that. Not only this, different words are having the different meanings in English, right? A mouse, that is a computer mouse, and the mouse that we have in the our houses, right? They use the same word to represent that. Or maybe the financial bank or the river bank. They use the same context, like the word is same. Now, understanding here the context. For example, if I'm saying I'm going to the bank to do fishing, right? Or I'm going to bank to apply for the loan application. Now, here the bank has been used in a different contexts. So, understanding that thing also becomes really important for us. Not only this, we see a glasses and the glasses, right? Now, here, whenever we talk about the texts, not only the text or the word comprise of a different meanings, along with that, a word or a single word can be represented in the different forms. That is, maybe sometimes it is represented in the form of a plural form, maybe in the continuous or in the past tense. But we also need to understand they all mean the same. They are just trying to represent maybe the time or the working style. That's why having a word or from a different forms of a word, getting the root form is really important for us. Second problem. The third problem that we are having is whenever we say something, we use too many of a stop words or too many of a connecting words so that it makes some sense. Right? Those words are called as a stop words. For example, I'm saying, Hi, good evening. How are you? The word that have no meanings, that is hi, right? Good evening means something. That is, a person is maybe happy. How are you? Right? Here the word you means something, but how and are they are a connecting words. Right? So such kind of a words that are just used for the connecting, but they are not adding any meaning in the given text, they are called as a stop words, right? Not only this, we need to remove these stop words so that the meaning or what a person is trying to say or what are the important words that has been used in the given text can be extracted very easily. If I take a text, the star are twinkling at night, then the word though is redundant. It is not adding any meaning in the text. The word are is redundant. At is redundant. So the important word that I'm having is stars, twinkling, night. So we need to make sure that these words that are redundant in the given text, that are the stop words, need to be removed, right? Not only that, whenever a human is writing the text, he or she is going to have some mistakes, right? For example, every day I collect new feedback. Now, the word everyday here is spell mistake. Feedback is also a spelling mistake. Can we do the correction? You all might have seen a Grammarly, right? Who is going to correct the spelling mistakes that we are doing? Who is going to correct the grammars that we are having? Now, you all type in the text or like you do the chattings and all, right? And whenever you write some one or two characters, after that you get a suggestion from your keyboard. Maybe the next or the possible word that you are trying to have is this. You write H, and the next possible word it is going to say HI, right? So the spelling correction or the suggestions. But apart from this, the type of languages or the number of languages that we speak is a one of the major problem, right? Now, whenever we speak any language, let's suppose I'm choosing only a one language, English. Whenever we say any language or whenever we have any text in the English, let's suppose, my computer cannot directly understand English, right? It's very confused. Now, when it is confused, what is our requirement? Let's suppose I'm Indian. I wanted to communicate with some Japanese person. Now, to make sure that the connection is happening or the communication is going on perfectly fine, what is required? I need a translator, right, who can understand the language that I'm speaking, maybe the Hindi I'm speaking. He can understand my language. He can do the translation of my language to the Japanese, and that the Japanese person can understand the Japanese language. Now, whatever the Japanese language, Japanese person is communicating or trying to say, that translator is going to understand that thing, and translator is going to translate that Japanese to Hindi and speak it in front of me so that I can understand the feedback from the Japanese person, right? So our main task come into whatever task or whatever text has been given to us, make sure we can write our program, or we can make sure that we analyze this language in such a way, first clean the language in such a way that it is very foolproof, it doesn't have any redundancies. Followed by that, the natural language processing wanted to convert it in the form of a numbers so that my machine can understand it. Okay, so what are the two problems that we are having? First problem is the number of languages that has been spoken in the world are too many. Second problem that we are having is we do not know, or the language that we are speaking is not directly understood by the computer. Okay, let's come to understand like how to resolve these problems, how to make sure that my computer is understanding the language that is spoken by the human, not only a one language English, but any language that exists in the world. Okay, to do that, what we need to do, we know that the computer can understand numbers, right? So can we represent the numbers in the, can we represent the text in the form of a numbers is the question. Very simple. The task that is given to us is now convert the text that is available in the form of a numbers. Now, before converting, we need to follow few steps. First is pre-process the language. What do we mean by pre-processing the language? That means cleaning the language. For example, if a person is going to the YouTube and commenting something, right? I'm liking the video, enjoying it. Looks like the data science journey is very easy. Now, he might be using so many stop words. I just wanted to know what are the important words that a person is saying, whether a person is liking the video or not. He might be using too many stop words. He might be doing some spelling mistakes. We need to clean those things. Okay, that is, we will be removing the content that is not required. We'll be doing the stemming, or we'll be converting the given words in the form of a roots that we say. For example, if a word is creative, I wanted the creative to be converted to the word create. We'll be doing the exploratory data analysis, that is converting the given text now in the form of a numbers. After that, we'll be doing the modeling and deploying our model. Now, in the today's session, we are going to understand two different things. That is how to pre-process the given text, how to represent our text, or how to convert our text in the form of a numbers. Or can we do one more very important thing, that is entity recognition. Given the text, can I specify whether a person is denoting the name or whether a person is referring to the location or whatsoever? Okay. Now, whenever we are talking about like pre-processing the text, that means cleaning the text. This is the most important step whenever we talk about the data scientist, right? In the journey of a data science, the pre-processing or cleaning the text or cleaning your data is the most important thing. So, when we wanted to do the text pre-processing, we need to go through several steps. First is sentence segmentation. That means, given an entire paragraph of a text, I should be able to identify individual sentences one by one. Second thing is, given the individual sentences now, I would like to extract a single word out of it. Now, the third step, that is a stemming. In the stemming, what we'll be doing, given the individual word, one word at a time, I'll be checking whether this is a root form. Root form means, for example, I'm having a word creative, creates, creating. The root is going to be the word create, from where the word has been originating. Whether this is a root form or not, if it is not, then convert it the root form. Lemmatization also is going to convert the text or a word in the root form. Then we are going to remove the stop words. That is the redundant words that are not required. Okay, these are the like a very overview. Actually, we remove the punctuation, we remove the URLs, we do the spelling correction as well. Okay, now let's move towards the very first step, that is a sentence segmentation. In the sentence segmentation, let's suppose I'm given with a text that comprises of a two statements or two sentences. That is one of the steps to be performed in the NLP. It concerns unstructured text into a proper format of the data. These are the two sentences that I'm having in the input text. The very first step, that is a sentence segmentation, is going to say, can you separate both the text? Can you separate both the sentences? One of the steps to be performed in the NLP becomes a one document. Second documented, it concerns unstructured text into a proper format of the data. Okay. Now, if we are having a multiple sentences, there's many sentences or there's many new documents we are going to create. This input text is going to be called as a corpus. In natural language processing, we call the input data as a corpus, and each sentence we are going to call them as a document. Okay, each row, for example, each row in a data we are going to call them as a document. Single tweet from the users, we are going to call them as a single documents. Or single comments from the Amazon, we are going to call them as a single documents. And all the comments, that is a collection of all the comments, are going to be called as a corpus. Okay. Now, the second step. Given the first document, one of the steps to be performed in the NLP, we are going to do a word tokenization. That means extract the first word, second word, third word, fourth word, like that. That is separating each and every word individually. Second text, we are going to separate each and every word individually. Right? Then we are going to do the stemming. In the stemming, what we are doing, we are given with the different forms of a given word, right? Improve, improving, improvements, improved, improver, like that. Any word that has been mentioned like this needed to be converted to the root form. Root form means the word from where it originates. Okay? Now, whenever we are talking about the word from where it is originating, when we do the stemming, it follows a rule. That means if there is a ing, if there is d at the end, if there are s at the end, if there are er at the end, just remove them. They are representing different forms of a word. On the other hand, we do have another method that is called as lemmatization, that also converts the word in its root form. But it is a dictionary based, where we know that what are the possible English words. Okay, what are the possible English words, and we are trying to remove or replace the given words using that dictionary. The improve, improving, improvements, improved or improver is going to convert to the improve. Now the next thing, that is like, what is the difference? First is a stemming is a rule based, as I have specified, right? Fairly is going to fairly, like ly is going to be converted into li, s from the end is going to be deducted, ing is going to be deducted. These are the rules that has been set up when we talk about the stemming. On the other hand, when we are talking about the lemmatization, it is a dictionary based. That means for every word, we are given a possible or the new relative word. So it is going to be a little better compared to the stem. But in sometimes it is not going to give the root form. For example, the word changing is not converting to the word change. Okay, the word sings is not converted to word sings, sing only, right? So this is a problem in both the things. Based on what is your important or what is the aspect that you are trying to analyze, whether the given word is important to you or not, you are going to choose out of stemming and the lemmatization any one method to convert the given word in the form of a root. Now the next thing that we are going to do is a stemming, or like a stop word removal. In the stop word removal, what we generally do, the given words, whichever is considered to be a stop words, that is a word such as a this, is, a, right, or to, which, of, is, they all are going to be removed. We are given with the NLTK library or Gensum or the Spacey that is going to help us do all this task. Okay. At the as we proceed with the session, I'll show you some of the code that we can use to do the pre-processing of the given text. Okay. Now, what is still the problem in the given text, right? We are saying, okay, let's do the pre-processing. Let's try to clean, or let's try to have only those words which are important to us. But the problem here is each document is going to have a different length. That means each sentence or each tweet or each comment is going to be of a different length. Not only that, each word that we are having, right, after the removal of the stop words or after the correcting the spellings, each word is still present in the string format. We are not converting them to the numbers, right, yet. So, how to solve this problem? Now, the objective is, can we represent the data with the equal number of features? That means, given a one column, can we say, okay, in this entire, for this particular document, 10 columns are required. For the second document also, can we represent the second document into the equal 10 columns only? Why we needed that? Because whenever we are feeding the data in the machine, we generally feed the data in the form of a numbers that comprises of a table. And the second task that we needed to do is convert the words in the form of a numbers. Now the question is how to do that, right? Now both the objectives, that is representing the different text, that is your entire corpus, in the form of a tabular notation, right? Equal number of features, as well as representing the text in the form of a numbers is going to be achieved with the help of a bag of words. Very simple method that we are having. Okay. Now, what do we mean by a bag of words? In the bag of word, what we are doing, we are counting the occurrence of each word that is present in the given document. For example, in the first document, we are having some text. Good morning. That is, good is appearing once, morning is appearing once. Right? The second thing that we are going to do is we're going to create a vocabulary. Okay, we're going to create a vocabulary that says, okay, what are the unique words that has been used in the text? If we take this particular input text, we know the very first, once we clean the data, the text that we are going to receive is one step perform NLP. The words such as of, the, to, be, in, they all are going to be removed with the help of a stop word removal. Second document is going to be it, right? It is going to be removed. Into is going to be removed, or is going to be removed, off is going to be removed. So these are the two texts when we are having, right? Document one is one step perform NLP. Document two is concern unstructured text proper format data. Okay. Now, when we have these two documents, or if we are having 10 documents, or 100 documents, or 1,000 documents, what we are going to do, we are going to fetch the unique words out of those documents. That is, one is a one word, steps is a one word, perform is another word, NLP is another, concern is another, unstructured is another, text is another, proper is another, format is another, and data is another. Only unique words will not be writing it twice. If a word is appearing second time, then we are not going to repeat that. Only the unique words are going to be considered. Okay. Now, if we take these two texts, read SVM algorithm, article, data is print block, right? Or read random forest algorithm, article, data is print block, like this. Now we are creating the unique words. The very first word that we are having is read. Second word that we are having is SVM. Third word we are having is algorithm, article, data sprint, blog, random forest. These are the unique words that we found in the given text. Now, in the first document, this first row represent in the first document how many times a given word is appearing. That means how many times the word read is appearing, how many times the word SVM is appearing, how many times the word algorithm is appearing. Only once. The word random forest is not appearing in the first text, so we are writing there 0. The word SVM is not appearing in the second text or the second document. We are writing 0 there. Okay. Now, let's try to write some code that is going to be used for the pre-processing of the given text. To do the pre-processing of the text, what we are going to do, we're going to install a library called the NLTK. In case you are using a Jupyter notebook or a Google Colab, you can just directly write exclamation mark pip install NLTK. Okay, and do all the required imports. To do the import, we first import the NLTK, download the word net, stop words, right, and do the import of the stop words from the English language. Then we use a tokenizer that is going to tokenize our word in the form of that removes the punctuations from the text. Then we use a porter stemmer and the wordnet lemmatizer. Whatever is convenient to you, a stemmer or the lemmatization, you can use that thing. Now, what we are going to do, we are having a multiple documents. You take each document one by one. Okay? To take each document one by one, you are going to use the for loop. First step is convert your for loop in the form of a lowercase, right? Your text in the form of a lowercase. Then tokenize it. Tokenize it, which comprises of only alphanumeric characters. If you need alphabets and the numbers, that is going to remove all the punctuations that you are having. Okay, then with the help of a tokenizer, you tokenize the given text. That means create the different words out of it, separate each word individually. Then take the object of a wordnet lematizer, or you can take the stemmer as well. Here in my case, I have taken the porter stemmer or wordnet lematizer and created the object of a lematizer. Now you clean the text and add it in the sentences. Followed by that, if you wanted to understand what are the important words that has been used by the user in the given text or in all the reviews of, let's suppose, a MacBook, to do that, what we are going to do, we can use the help of a word cloud as well. The text that is appearing in the larger font, they have been used multiple times or frequently. On the other hand, the text that has been used in a very small fonts, for example, a concern, data, text, they are used in a less frequent ways, right? So the word class is going to give you an intuition what kind of a words has been mostly used in the given text. For example, the word step, one, they have been used most of the time. Okay, if you wanted to use a code or write down the code, I have given a screenshot of the code as well. Now, the second thing that we can do with the help of natural language processing is we can recognize name entity recognition, or we can do the name entity recognition. That can be identifying from the given text or from the given, let's suppose I'm given with a newspaper article. In the newspaper article, can I identify which location has been mentioned by the user, or which person name has been mentioned in the text, or which product the people are mentioning, or which product is mentioned in the given article? Yes or no, right? That can be done with the help of a named entity recognition. Now, for example, I'm given with a document. That is, a document here is nothing but a lot of a text, right? Maybe a newspaper article, or maybe some blog from the user, or maybe a comment from a Amazon product. Now, from that, I would like to analyze what are the name of a different people that has been mentioned. Whether they are mentioning some companies or they are mentioning some places, how much amount they have specified, or what are the links that they are giving. Okay, followed by that, if it is a phone number or not. This kind of information can be fetched with the help of a named entity recognition. Now, how to do that? For example, this is the text that has been given to you. Now, in this text, what is written? President Barack Obama. Now, this entire word, President Barack Obama, has been highlighted in the purple color that represent it is a person. Receive the Serve America Act. That is a document. After Congress, Congress is a kind of a place or the like a structure body that they are mentioning. He signed the bill. Bill is again a document. Thursday. This is a day of the week. The president, again representing that it is a Barack Obama, said it would be greatly increase services opportunities for the American people. Here he is representing the American people, so it is representing the people here, right? Now, if you wanted to have a look at the code, this is how you can do a very small snippet of a code. I have used the libraries from the spacey, and that is going to highlight each and every word in the given text that you are using in the exact same form. Obviously not in the form of a pictures, you are not going to get it, but along with this particular text, you are going to say, okay, what this represent, whether this is a person, whether this is a place, whether this is a digit, or this is a phone number, or this is a number or a currency, right? That kind of intuition you are going to get whenever you are representing the text in this format. Okay, this is called as a named entity recognition. If you wanted to have a look at the code, this is how this particular process is done, right? Now, if here what we are trying to do, we are using a library called the Spacey. In the sample text, you give your own text, ask the NLP to process the text, right? That is going to read the text and clear it. And each text, you're going to give it to the named entity recognition, give this data to the Spacey, Displacey, right? And render it. And each word in your text, if it is recognized as some entity, then it is going to be highlighted as per the word. For example, if a user is mentioned, that is going to be represented as a user. If someone else is represented or some place is recognized, it is going to be labeled as a place, and so on and so forth. Okay, so like this is not a one thing, or like I have just given you the glimpse of what can be done with the help of a natural language processing very quickly, right? If you wanted to have a look at it, you can try these codes and check whether they are working or not, and you will be able to get, okay, I can label it, I can convert the given text in the form of a numbers, I can try to recognize the entity from the text. And once you are getting the numbers, right, once you're getting the table out of it, you can directly apply any of the machine learning algorithms that can do the sentiment analysis, that can do the emotion analysis, that can understand what kind of a thing our user is trying to say and all, right? So anyone, any questions? I hope the content, like the content is clear. Anyone, any questions so far? Okay, no, if not, then let's wind up the session for the day, right? Bye bye everyone.